We discussed Shabbos by Kiddush, the Indian of Emes Liakov, Titan Emes Liakov, Emes. Indian of Emes is the Indian of Yudke Vovke. You know the Yaakov der Chavoy, the Yaakov is the B'chinas Erampin, B'chinas Yudke Vovke, the Anhog of the world. Emes is Yudke Vovke, because the Aleph is right at the beginning. It's the Yud, that's the Hoya. What's Yudke Vovke? Hoya, Oive, V'yeh. The Aleph is Hoya. It's the beginning. The Mem is the Hoive, it's the middle. And the Sof is the end, it's the year. So an emistic person is somebody that's always looking at the Hoya Hoive V'yeh of life. In other words, being dovek to Yudke Vovke means you're dovek to the, you're always looking at the big picture, the larger picture, the broader picture, the Hoya Hoive V'yeh. The Goyim live in the Hoive. They've got no Avar. And they've got no year. Their Avar is George Washington. And he's also nothing there anymore. Anybody know where he's buried? No, nobody in America knows where he's buried. No. Like nobody knows here when Ben Gurion's buried. Everybody knows where the Rashbi's buried. So the Goyim, they don't have a Hoya. They don't have a year. So what do they have? They have just a Hoiva. Am Yisrael's Be'ikar in the Hoya and in the year. That's why the Mem, Emes, is May. May means it's only part of the picture. Certain people, they look at the Hoiva, they look at their material life, they look at their business, they look at their wealth, they look at everything. The Hoiva, they look at it as the Ikar, that's it, that's what there is. But the middle letter of Emes is Mem. Mem means May something, it's part of something, it's only part of the picture. You gotta look at the larger picture. There's a Hoya here, there's a year there, you gotta look at the whole picture. That's called Emes. That's called Emes. Just looking at the Hoiva, it's a shekel. Because the Yid's got the ik of the Yid is the Ovar, the ik of the Yid is a year. But the Hoiva is just living the Hoiva as a shekel. That's the sort of, you see the difference between Eretz Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz. People live in Eretz Yisrael, live be'ikr in the Hoya and the year. People live in Chutz La'aretz, live be'ikr in the Hoiva. In other words, you come to Eretz Yisrael, you feel when you get off the plane, you're coming to our historical land. This is where it all started, and this is where. What?
So it's not going to be it.
So it's going to be it. You come into Eretz Yisrael, don't really look at the Hoiva. People are here in Eretz Yisrael, mistapik b'muad. Their material is less pronounced. Why? Because over here, coming to the land of our forefathers, you go to the Koisel. What do you remind yourself when you go to the Koisel? Just two things. Wow, this is where it all was, and this is where
it's going to be.
It's all going to be. So the whole Eretz Yisrael is like that. The whole Eretz Yisrael is a life where a person focuses as me'ayim basa, where are we coming from and where are we going? Also globally and Klal Yisrael, internationally, and also every single Yid, and it's all avoided. Look at the whole picture. Where have I come from? Where am I going? What are my sheafas? Where did I set off? What are my goals? That's Eretz Yisrael. Chutz La'aretz is people who focus much larger way. If you live amongst the Goyim, there's a much larger focus on the Hoive, because there's no Hoya and there's no year. And this is what a person has to appreciate by being in Eretz Yisrael. And this is the whole set of Shabbos Kodesh. Shabbos Kodesh, it says you can rely on an Am Ha'aretz. No, even during the week, you don't rely on him when it comes to Maaseh. On Shabbos, you can rely on him because an Am Ha'aretz is fear, has a year. He's scared of Shabbos. He's scared to say a sheker. Shabbos is very scared to say a sheker. What's so frightening on Shabbos to say a sheker? Because Shabbos, the emes is very pronounced. When the emes is very pronounced, it's very difficult to say a sheker. Why is the emes very pronounced on Shabbos? Because what is Shabbos? What is emes? We just said the emes is the Hoya and the Hoiva and the year. That's what emes is. It's Havaya. It's Hoya, Hoiva, and the year. What is Shabbos? Zeichel L'maaseh Bereishis. Right at the beginning. Comes Shabbos, you say, wow, Hashem created the world. But why did Hashem create the world? What's it for? And then parts of Shabbos is Zeichel L'maaseh Bereishis. What's the other part of Shabbos? Excellent. Ein Olam Haba, Yom Shabbos Menucha. So Shabbos is what? The Hoya and the year. The week is the Hoiva. During the week, a person works. During the week, a person is busy with his material life. On Shabbos, it's Hoya and it's Hoiva. So that's emes. That's emes. That's the emes. Shabbos is Havaya. Shabbos is emes. So if Shabbos is Kulei Hoya v'Hoya and Shabbos is the emes is so clear on Shabbos, so obviously even Am Ha'aretz is scared to say a sheker on Shabbos because the emes is glaring at him in the face. And this is the side of Rosh Hashanah. Comes to the end of the year, comes to the beginning of the year. A person's cheshbon on nefesh is what's Rosh Hashanah? Why do you blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah? So the Heilige Reb Saadia Gon has 10 reasons, or the beginning of the reason is because it's a new Maaseh Bereishis. The world's just beginning. It's like crowning Hashem God on the new creation. The 10th reason of blowing shofar is Al Shem Tches HaMesim. The shofar God about Tches HaMesim. So what is shofar? Shofar is the Hoya and shofar is the year. What's the Hezboinanus? So the Rambam says, Uri Yishenim. Yishenim are people that are living in the present. Wake up. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? That's the avoida. That's the avoida of Rosh Hashanah. So that's why Rosh Hashanah we also say Shemona Esrei Ki'ata Lekim Emes Dvorcha Emes. V'kayam la'at. Emes. Anytime you see emes, means that day is a day where the hoya is very pronounced, and the year is very pronounced, and the hoive, the present, is less pronounced. And that's emes. So somebody has to know if he's busy the whole day thinking of his business and wealth and stuff and material life and gashmias and restaurants and which food and what food and what's the menu and this and that. He's pasha living on the shikri. He's living in a life of total sheker. MS is only if you're focused in the hoya and you're focused on the year. And that's the Indian of Titan Emes Liakov. Titan Emes Liakov, this is a side of Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu is always living in the Yud, and the Yud is the Shoirish right at the beginning, and the Ekev is at the end. The Ekev is the Mashiach. The whole time he's living Mekash at the beginning to the end. That's the sod of being Makash at the beginning to the end. That's living a life of emes. So every Yid has to live a life of emes. He has to make the cheshbon halevish. Where's most of my day spent? In the hoive, or focusing or connecting back to the hoyo, and in the future to the year. And that's our avoid of Titan Emes Liakov. The Eibishter help from Hashem. We should be zocher to this galus of Yemahu Yeh Havai Echad Shmoyach V'Herab Yomeinu Amen V'Amen.